We may never get a perfect Hulk movie. We may never even get a Hulk movie that satisfies fans of the character in any kind of meaningful way. And I know many of you are already disagreeing with me. You're saying, Beef, we've had plenty of solid Hulk adaptations. They're just missing a little something. Well, let's ruminate on that. If we decode why these previous Hulk movies have failed, maybe we'll find out why it's just so damn difficult to get a perfect adaptation. Starting off strong with Hulk 2003, or as I call it, Ang Lee's Hulk. Shockingly, this is the closest we've ever gotten to a good Hulk movie, primarily because it focuses on Banner's psyche and inner turmoil more than any of the other adaptations, which, as any good Hulk fan would know, is the entire bedrock of the character. So it makes sense to dwell on it for quite a lot of the running time. The main issue, among others, is that there's not much to this movie besides that central theme of overcoming abuse and those who abuse. It's a great message, one very fitting for Hulk and an admirable one at that, but whenever Eric Bana or Nick Nolte aren't on screen, the film feels flat. There's just sadly not enough spectacle or scale to this. It feels like one of those recap movies for a hypothetical Hulk TV show where you have to cram in as much of one entire season as you can while still trimming a ton. It simultaneously feels bloated and very uneventful. A Hulk film should feel like neither of those things, because yes, Hulk is an emotionally powerful character full of misery, hope, and self-destructive anger, but he's also a big charismatic green monster who likes to fight other big green monsters, not barely visible gamma dogs in a cloud made of his own dad. Unfortunately for the next film in the series, The Incredible Hulk, the pendulum swung the other way, and we're left with a movie that has a few fun moments and set pieces, but feels completely hollow. If 2003 has too much heart and not enough action, Incredible has zero heart and too much of a focus on action. I've seen an entire generation of people, my age, say that this is the best Hulk movie, the high watermark for the character, and that's insane. This isn't the best Hulk, he's not even the top 3. You're just nostalgic for an era where he was still the strongest there is, which he still is, if you can read. I loved this movie when I saw it as a kid too, but nearly 2 decades of reading Hulk comics since then has completely changed my opinion. I will say this one at least has a decently compelling villain. Blonsky's decline throughout the film is well-paced and genuinely creepy in a few scenes. But still, we're left with a very hollow set of Hulk films. So how do we actually make a good one?
What makes a good Hulk movie?
Well, you need a delicate balance of personal turmoil and absurd action. You need to help your audience come to a complete one-to-one understanding of Bruce Banner while still finding the time to include plenty of punching and roaring. You need to relegate half, or possibly even more of your runtime to all of that boring human junk that general audiences are tired of. Quiet moments of a terrified young Bruce, his later regret over creating the G-bomb. You need a supporting cast that cements this dire subject matter. Real human beings that hate and love in equal measure. And importantly, at least to me, you need to ruminate on America. The Hulk is one of the most American characters ever created. He's an intelligent man, beaten down and groomed by the system and the world around him until he becomes nothing more than a tool for the US military, before being cast aside and left to wander the Southwest with nothing but the clothes on his back. But he's also not alone. A good Hulk movie would need a threat beyond humanity, something that would give the Hulk a real proper fight that audiences would leap out of their seats to cheer over.
No more helicopters and tanks.
I'm talking Zemnu, I'm talking the Leader, I'm talking Bi-Beast, Flux, Red Hulk, Abomination, Madman, the Harpy, the UFOs. Hulk has a large roster of various villains to choose from, some more compelling than others, so it's vital that you pick the right monster for the right movie. Otherwise all this buildup has been for nothing, and then you have to keep doing that over and over, because Lord knows, if the first one's good, we're gonna want sequels. But I mean, who has ever heard of a long-running film series that meditates on the nature of a country, has interesting and compelling human drama, and amazing monster action that somehow balances horror and action spectacle all at once? What's that? It won an Oscar last year?
Oscar goes to... Here we go. This is Godzilla.
Yes, folks, I'll admit, I've been bearing the lead slightly, because the way to make a perfect Hulk movie is to make a perfect Godzilla movie. Really, just east of here, they've honestly cracked the code.
Can't be that easy. It's that easy.
Toho Studios have been managing to create fun, action-packed, dazzling, frightening, monstrous, and sad action films that are chock full of heart, emotion, and humanity, all starring the strongest character in his universe, a monster born from a bomb test gone awry, and they've been doing it for 71 years.
Back in my day, I used to have all the fat girls, all the fat bitches. Get fucking away from me, boy.
Hell, they've even managed to somehow balance the magic trick that is making the lead monster both a villain and a hero simultaneously. Marvel, if you're listening, fuck having him work for DC. Get Takashi Yamazaki working on a Hulk script ASAP. All you'd have to do is weld the human plot and the monster action together into one cohesive character. Instead of having Koichi or Miki show up after Godzilla has wrecked shop, simply have Hulk transform back into Banner. Have the human parts and the Godzilla parts be the same character. People have been comparing these characters for decades, and yet it's still eluded Marvel Studios that they should learn from their peers. And personally, I think that's why we haven't gotten a great Hulk movie. Because a great Hulk movie is a great Godzilla movie, and Western studios seem to just not get Godzilla, or even look down on him.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
To make a truly good Hulk movie, you'd have to get past the preconceived biases of what monster action is as a genre. You'd have to take off the modern Hollywood goggles of nostalgia and irony, and instead just simply make an earnest movie about a big monster that feels sad. But it seems like we're never going to get that. It really feels like the 2010s style of Joss Whedon writing is here to stay. Characters always have to point out how absurd the situation they're in is, and it frustrates me to no end. We may never get the truly great Hulk movie we deserve, but we do have 71 years of films to learn, borrow from, and be inspired by, to use as a blueprint for what should be expected from a true Hulk film. Thank you and good night.
Hulk is strongest!